Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Fast Fridays presented by Maconi Setup Shop. Tonight, of course, we have revamped the format for this series, and we are here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the next-gen cars following a fan vote as one of our qualifying races here tonight, setting the stage for next week's money race at the Homestead Miami Speedway. For those of you who haven't joined us before, Fast Fridays is a weekly series presented by Maconi Setup Shop, featuring a varying car and track combination each and every week. With the revamped format we are seeing now, the drivers enter these races in order to qualify for the money race automatically, set themselves in the top 20 in points. Everyone else will have to race their way in next week. My name is Robert Hill Jr. Joining me in the booth tonight is William White. And William, the next gen cars here at Charlotte are a fan and driver favorite, and while we aren't running a full-length Coke 600 75 laps, can be quite tough to make it through here tonight. With that in mind, what can the drivers expect to see here on the racetrack? And we've lost William White. He's gone away for tea time. But, of course, the Charlotte Motor Speed... There he is. No, it was you. You muted yourself, my friend.
No, you said Coke 6 and then you cut out. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Yes, indeed. Anyways, what can the drivers expect to see here tonight on this Charlotte Motor Speedway, Mr. William White?
Yeah, the next gen's at Charlotte. It's a much beloved combo by both fans and drivers. Creates some really entertaining racing. But it's going to be difficult for these guys. The next gen is very prone to being tight, especially at Charlotte. I've known from a bit of experience in the past. So with these cooler track temperatures, there'll be a bit more grip, which means that these cars might get a bit more understeer. So that'll be a challenge in and of itself for these drivers to kind of acclimate to. But we've got a big grid tonight. I think nearly 35 cars, or nearly 40 cars, have been in the practice session, so it'll be a big grid, a lot of close proximity racing, so that in itself is going to be another challenge. So hopefully it'll be an entertaining one.
And speaking of the starting grid tonight, rolling off from the poles, Brett Puncari alongside my good friend and former colleague Alexander Balderas. Row number 2, Derek Sellers alongside Josh Cole. Row 3 is Jaden Wicks alongside the Pizza Man, Brayton Laster. Sam Horst and Jonathan Sellers make up row number 4. Colin Cavanaugh and Lane Bates round out the top 10 with row number 6 going to Christopher Pugliese and John Coles. Right behind them, William. We'll see if we can get the grid to cycle through here. Seems to be having some little bit of difficulties on us here tonight. But continuing on, there we go. Row number 7, Jacob Johnson alongside Ethan Duttlinger with Mason Mayu rounding out the top 15. Will take us quickly through the remainder of the 30-car field starting here tonight.
Yeah, accompanying that number 32 car in row number 8 will be Noah Richardson in the 20. Jenny Flowers and Yancy Beasley will be row 9 with Carl Thayer and Marshall Stroop rounding out the top 20. Emiliano Cortez in the 54 and Jeff Maconi, the boss man, will be outside row 11. Behind them, Alex Manhattan and Cortland Herman there in the 41 and 37, 23rd and 24th. Josh Kalea rounds out the top 25 at Terry Fennell, 26th. I think that's everyone that set a qualifying time, and we're about to go green. Safety cars pulling off.
Pace car does make its way down pit road. We're going to get set to go green now as the field works its way onto the front straightaway. Brett Puncari hits the green flag, and we are underway here. Hits the loud pedal after getting the green flag, and we are underway here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Already seeing some side-by-side battles, already seeing some issues. Kyle Thayer going to work his way back to pit lane. We'll hold off on getting a replay on that one, but the field already under caution here. We'll take a look and see what happened to Kyle Thayer to bring out caution number 1 of the afternoon. Right on the start, watching Thayer. I believe he's the red car right in the middle there. Actually, no, he's going to be the Renew number 85 on the inside. We'll see what happens to him. Yeah, he's just going to go around. Gets tagged, sent around, goes down to the apron. Hits the brakes, and night over for Kyle Thayer. So caution number 1 out on the racetrack already here. William White, Brett Puncari, and Josh Cole are currently up at the top of the field. Now, I want to point out there's 2 Coles in the field here. It's Josh Coles or Josh Cole 5, and John Coles. So it's going to be a little confusing seeing those names at a glance there, and we'll quickly get that tower sorted out for you as well. Of course, laps always the priority here today, as we'll try to get the field doubled up. 75 laps is the distance tonight, Will. A handful of tires for the drivers to play with as well. Who do you think's going to get it done? Who's your pick to get the win?
It's hard. I don't really know a lot of these guys particularly well. Brett Maconi obviously put down a big lap to put himself on pole position, but
blistering lap,
absolutely.
absolutely.
At the end of lap 75, yeah, it was a proper heater. But I mean, it's hard to say early doors when a 75 lap race. It's going to invoke some strategy into play, and you know, while it's kind of a sprint race, I think under green flag conditions we'll probably get this done in about 40 minutes. You know, it's still a long game. There's pit stops still to be done where races can be won and lost. But I'm looking at Maconi Fast Fridays regulars, saying I think that's Brayton Laster going around near the back of the pack. I think we'll go for the 16 of Tyler Merritt. Maconi Fast Fridays regular, always clinical in these races, knows how to win. So I'm going to go for the number 16 car.
Tyler Merritt in the 16 is the pick tonight here for William White. I'm going to be a little bit biased. I'm going to go with somebody that I always enjoy racing with, always enjoy working with up here in the booth, much like yourself, William White. I'm going to go with the 95 of Alexander Balderas in that McDonald's machine up top. He's going to be serving something a lot better than the food that you can get over at McDonald's, even though they do have the superior fries, I will say. Will, that's a little jab at a conversation that's going on amongst our group, but we're going to get set to go green once again here. Brett Puncari, Alexander Balderas on the front row. Green flag is out. Princess Rosalina going to get going on that 35 of Puncari, the only Canadian in the field to actually take the start tonight. Stephen Amell, the other driver that was slated to start but did not make the call here tonight. Yancey Beasley goes around, and the caution also gonna go around once again.
Well, that's not ideal. Another quick caution on the restart. Looks like the Chili's machine there gets into the back of the number 36 Red Bull machine.
Yeah, it's Cole Gosnell there into Yancey Beasley. Gonna send Beasley up. We're gonna lose him behind the tower right there, but he's gonna go for a slide up into the outside wall, and unfortunately for him, night is over. Ethan Duttlinger coming to a stop on the circuit, it appears. We're going off track. What happened to Ethan Duttlinger there? Oh,
I think there might have been a further kerfuffle on the yellow flag.
Well, it does look like it might have been fuffled.
We did saw that just before the end of that replay. We saw the 98 and the 48 coming together. They've crashed, and Ethan Duttlinger, winner last week at Indy, complete innocent party, gets destroyed.
Duttlinger, one of those oh man!
Oh no!
That was a big hit right there. Not sure who got into the back of him. That's Michael Mills that was involved. Jason Dupuis also involved in that one. So multiple cars already with some decent damage. I guess we're gonna take a very close-up view of the Yancey Beasley machine. Terrible camera work by our cameraman up there today, but Brett Puncari continuing to lead the way. Brett Puncari, I do apologize, no N in the Brett portion of that name. 6 laps in, gonna be restarting 7 deep, so already ticking the laps off, about 10% of the way through this one. Have we gotten a green flag lap in yet, Will? I don't think we have.
No, I don't think we've gotten a green flag mile in yet. I think these guys are going to have to clean up a little bit on these restarts.
A couple guys that are really benefiting from this, though. Josh Kelleher up 12 positions already. Alex Manhattan and Cole Gosnell both up 9 spots. Of course, those that didn't qualify, that's going to be staggered just a little bit because we did have about 10 cars not take the start here today. But look at that pizza car, man. He's standing out on the inside. He's up there in position number 7 on the inside of row number 4. That's just about where he started. So no real gains, no real losses as of yet for Brayton Laster. And folks, Brayton is, of course, a real-world ARCA Series driver. If you own a company, have a connection with somebody that owns a company, and you want to get on to an ARCA car, reach out to Brayton Laster. His team always has great deals on sponsorship, and they can put you around one of these great racetracks for relatively cheap, and you're going to get some great exposure. Brayton's a very popular driver and really gets the best out of his equipment. So reach out to Brayton, reach out to his team, see what you can do. But what we're going to do is we're going to go green once again. Brett Pancari, Alexander Balderas back on the loud pedal. We're back on our way here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll see if we're able to keep it green this time. Looks like the whole field going to at least make it to turn number 1 and see if we can steady out just a little bit, try to get a bit of green flag racing in here at Charlotte. William White.
Yeah, the racing really intensifying in and around that second place spot they saw on the restart going into turn 1. Alex Balderas and Jonathan Sellers with a little bit of a door bang there. Jonathan Sellers just gets that position off of turn 4. Balderas pushes tight through the middle of the corner. That's going to allow the 17 there of Josh Cole to try and sneak to the inside, try and take that last podium place. Another twitch of oversteer from the 95 Balderas, struggling on this restart. All the while, Brett Pancari looking very comfortable out in the lead of this race. Got a green flag lapping, and he's looking stout up front.
Yeah, Brett Pancari continuing to lead the way here at Charlotte, just ahead of Derek Sellers, Josh Cole, Alexander Balderas, and Jaden Wicks. That is the top 5 here as we roll our way down the front straightaway, just exiting the tri-oval into turn number 1. Company up front, though, as Pancari going to get moved up the racetrack. Here comes Derek Sellers to the inside. Sellers looking for the race lead. Here comes Josh Cole as well. Cole all over the rear end of Pancari, pushing him down into turn number 3. This is where you got to be careful. You can push people down the straightaways here at Charlotte, but if you stay too firm onto the rear end, as you see right there, contact from Cole into the outside wall, then down into Sellers. If you push somebody too deep into turn number 3, you could really unsettle both race cars and lead to a massive incident that would likely take both of you out of the event. So got to be careful what you do, as what Derek Sellers is doing is he's looking for the race lead once again, and I think he might be able to get there, but watch for the big run by Pancari up top. He's going to drop down to the inside. Single files out for the top 3, so new leader, Derek Sellers. Whoa!
Yeah, Derek Sellers there with a big clinical move. Whoa! That's Josh Cole right into the back of Brent Pancari.
That's aggressive.
Pancari into a scrape with the wall. That's aggressive, but he's got the place there. It's a clinical move there from Derek Sellers, not Jonathan Sellers, do beg your pardon. Derek Sellers. Yeah, clinical, and he stopped Brent Pancari getting that run. You saw him around the outside trying to conserve that momentum, and he looked really, really fast on that high side. Looked like he was going to get a really big run, but Sellers with the block. It was an aero block, as we've seen in the Cup Series in real life this season. So clinical there from the 34. Pancari, though, with that contact with the 17, drops down to 3rd place, now facing pressure from Balderas and Wicks behind him, with another mid-pack battle heating up just behind them.
Yeah, a couple battles all throughout the field here, watching Christopher Pugliese around Mason Mayer and Jeff Maconi. These drivers all battling for position. There's the 83 of Jenny Flowers. Josh Kelleher just ahead of this. Noah Richardson there as well. Jonathan Sellers up in this battle. So a couple Sellers, a couple Coles. Do we have any buyers in the field? We'll see as these drivers all continue to work their way up through the field. Brayton Laster in a bit of a battle here with Colin Cavanaugh, currently residing in that 9th spot, holding off Alex Manhattan, as Alexander Balderas now works his way up into the 2nd spot. So Balderas has gone from 2nd to 5th, back to 2nd now, and he's looking to get up there to battle it out with Derek Sellers for the overall lead, but he's got to be careful. He's got Josh Cole behind him, and Cole, of course, has not been afraid to use that bumper here tonight to push his way up to the front, as Balderas going to take a look to the inside, potentially going for a move here on the Derek Sellers machine, as here's Balderas, Alexander Balderas to the race lead.
Got it done there, Balderas. I don't know if Robert Hill Jr.'s cut out there again. He cut out on mine. I don't know if he's still talking, but Balderas gets the move done there. And Derek Sellers coming back there through turn 1 and 2 to no avail on that particular occasion. Balderas retains the lead. We'll see if Derek Sellers can respond down the back straight going into turn 3 here.
Yeah, great battles up here for the race lead. William White, of course, Alexander Baldera is taking the race lead ahead of Derek Sellers, ahead of Josh Cole, Jaden Wicks, and Brett Punkari. Punkari was the pole sitter, got moved out of the way by Cole not too long ago. Now resides in that 5th spot. Gabriel Gotti right behind him. That's a driver that we are very familiar with here on the Fast Fridays. And he's a guy that might have a chance to get up there, maybe battle for that race win. But I definitely expect him to be active next week at Homestead when we head down for the money race. Of course, $250 or a 3-meter trophy on the line for the winner of the money race next Friday night.
Yeah, obviously high stakes even in these qualifier races. You know, you got to lock yourself in. You got to be in the points. As it says there,
it's a 1 meter trophy, not 9 feet tall. That would be way too tall.
Oh yeah, no, 3 meters. That's
that's almost 10 feet.
I mean, be a great flex. Have
Absolutely.
a 10-foot trophy of yourself, but I don't know practicality-wise whether that'd be, be able to fit anywhere inside really anyone's house.
Maybe in the backyard, but
poor UPS guy struggling to deliver your trophy.
Jeff Maconi will personally deliver the trophy and set it up in your house. He does not know it yet, and he's probably going to argue with me on that point, as Derek Sellers having a bit of a blinking moment up on the high side, looking like one of those Christmas trees where one singular light bulb has come undone and really screwed up the entire tree, which everyone seems to hate.
Well, I've seen Jaden Wicks there going for a big move. He's gained up a few positions since the start of this race. Now 3rd in the running there. Got Cole on his inside there, using the outside, higher speed there, higher minimum speed there on the high side. He's looking to use it to his advantage. He's done really well there, hanging it around the outside there, but at 22 car 17 on the scoring tower there, not going to give it up easy. Into turn 3 though, Jaden Wicks gets the move done. He is clear of the number 17.
One driver to watch here, William White. I'm sure you've noticed this as well. Alex Manhattan in the 41 car. That's the one that just went by the screen right there. He's up 17 positions from the start. Started 25th, currently up into the 8th spot, and that is true. That is 17 true positions gained here today. He's looking to make it 18 as he goes to the inside of Jacob Johnson. Going to be side by side into turn number 3. Move Manhattan now up into the 7th spot, and he is looking like a very, very speedy car here tonight in that number 41 machine.
Yeah, Alex Manhattan now in some clear air now. About a second and a bit up to Gabriel Gatti there in 6th place, just ahead of him. So we'll see if Alex Manhattan can really start to put the power down in clean air and try and close that gap up to our current leader. Alex Baldera to himself has put up a gap of nearly over 6/10 of a second back to the rest of the field there, led by Derek Sellers and Josh Cole, who are going at it for 2nd and 3rd place. So we're seeing some gaps start to form, but all the while some door-to-door racing beginning to intensify. We're nearing the 1/3 of the waypoint in this race, and the racing still as intense as ever as Josh Cole looks to get the move done on Derek Sellers, and out of turn 2, move Josh Cole up to 2nd place there.
Josh Cole up to 2nd, Sellers back to 3rd. Punkari has gained a spot up to that 4th position. Wicks under fire now from Gotti. Gotti to the inside. Going to be side by side for position number 5 as they work their way through the tri-oval to the start-finish line. Gotti going to have the advantage at the line there in the Exalta number 12 car. Move him into the top 5. Again, a driver we're very familiar with in these Fast Friday races. Doing a nice job here so far tonight. Behind him, of course, you see Alex Manhattan in the 41, up 18 spots. Colin Cavanaugh up 3 positions on the day. Jacob Johnson up 6, and Brayton Laster cooking the high side there. Not trying to overcook the pizza here tonight, just making it nice and crispy. Running in that 10th spot, trying to hold off the boss man. Well, the boss man's actually way back there. Jeffrey Maconi, all in a bubble of his own there. Nobody really battling with him, but this is a battle behind. Noah Richardson, Jonathan Sellers, and Josh Kelleher all battling it out for position.
Got a couple of seconds. I have a sign of him there. 2nd and a half roughly back to Noah Richardson. About 3.5 seconds nearly up to Brayton Laster there in the top 10. So I think the boss man's just going to try and keep it cool there tire-wise on the number 03 Toyota. Obviously, seen a lot of guys. I suspect Jaden Wicks is kind of feeling the heat on his tyres. He's dropped back. He was around 2nd and 3rd place, now drops to 7th after getting overtaken by a very quick-looking Alex Manhattan, who goes up to 6th place. So I think Maconi trying to just keep it cool for the time being, maybe banking on a yellow to get him back up towards the front pack.
Yeah, Jeff Maconi doing a nice job here so far. William White up 13 spots on the day, but we're going to jump back up towards the front where we have a big battle brewing for the 3rd position. It's Derek Sellers and Brett Pancari swapping spots here. Pancari now, the pole sitter, working his way back up to the podium positions. Maybe fell back a little bit to try to save some tire, potentially. Now working his way back into that 3rd spot. Pancari 3rd, Sellers 4th, and Alex Manhattan now into the top 5. 20 positions gained on the day. Welcome to New York, baby. It's Alex Manhattan in the top 5.
Yeah, Alex Manhattan's seriously moving. Next target for him will be the 34 of Derek Sellers, who himself has got the task of trying to fight Brett Pancari for 3rd place. So them two fighting might just give Manhattan the opportunity he needs to try and close that gap all the quicker, while the 35 and the 34 continue to scrap for those podium places. So Alex Manhattan, who's now up to 5th from 25th on the grid and looking just as fast as Alex Balderas. In fact, lap time wise, is actually only a 10th of a second slower and is running the same lap times as the 2nd and 3rd place cars, a few tenths quicker than Derek Sellers. So yeah, Alex Manhattan fast.
Definitely fast there for Alex Manhattan as we watch a battle between Colin Kavanaugh and Brayton Laster. Laster currently residing in that 9th spot. Kavanaugh in 8th. Laster went to the bottom. Now he's going to look to the top. Now back to the bottom. See if the pizza can roll its way up to the front here as he looks to the inside. Looks like we've had an incident for John Cole. He's going to come to a stop. Jenny Flowers going to come down pit road as well. Potentially an issue between the two of them. We'll take a quick look and see what just happened. No, John Cole's just going to come to a stop. Jenny Flowers. Is this another just pull over and stop incident as well for Flowers? I believe it. Oh, I thought they were going to hit the barrels right there, which does happen. I did it last night in a league race. So it's not uncommon, William White.
Happens to the best of us, doesn't it? I think
the
we've
worst
all
of
fallen
us, such
foul
as
of
me.
those barrels. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, we've all done it.
You're just trying to be nice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to be nice to those who suck. What? Who said
Wow. Wow. William White has been released from Maconi Entertainment, folks. I don't have that power, but...
Nah. But no, we've all hit the barrels at some point. Thankfully, Jenny Flower was able to avoid it that particular occasion as they took to pit road, just cycling through the field now. See the 7. That's who is that there in the custom?
That's
there's a
Mason
custom number
Mayer.
there. Mason Mayer. Yes, the 32 on the scoring tower, currently 19th. Looking still out there, looking consistent.
You on
21 seconds off the lead there, last car on the lead lap.
That dashboard was kind of blinking out a little bit. Had Mayer going about 195, then 170. I don't think the car is actually changing that much from speed to speed. 180 or so down the back straightaway. That's Mason Mayer. Looking at Christopher Pugliese here out by himself. Terry Fennell in a battle with Michael Mills. They're chasing down Yancey Beasley, who's just up the road. And Beasley, of course, had issues earlier on. Was involved in a previous caution. Now able to continue on. We just had a swap of positions up here towards the front. This is a bit of a gaggle between Brayton Laster, Colin Kavanaugh, and Jacob Johnson. 3 cars deep for that 8th, 9th, and 10th positions out there on the racetrack. Gabriel Gotti just up the road. Jaden Wicks, Derek Sellers, Alex Manhattan, who does not really have too many cars around him here. Chris Pugliese going to come down pit road, maybe approaching a pit stop, but watching Balderas and Cole, who currently just holding off Brett Pancari. Pancari, I really do feel, William White, that he was trying to save tire a little bit earlier on. Now finds himself in that 3rd spot and really closing the gap up towards the Josh Cole and Alexander Balderas machines.
Absolutely. I think Alex Balderas, I don't want to speak too soon, but he got up to a gap of just over a second. It's now shrunk to about 8.5 tenths. I do wonder if that Goodyear rubber is starting to slow us to 30. That is Ethan Duttlinger. Massive damage to that particular machine. We'll have to see what happened here on the Maconi Entertainment
Noah Richardson
replay.
Also keyed as... Oh my gosh!
That'll do
it. Yeah, it will. Wow. Duttlinger.
Totally unsighted.
Oh my gosh.
Huge hit.
That was Noah Richardson coming down pit road. I don't know if there was any indication. Will, can you double check on that and see if Noah Richardson indicated that he was coming down pit road? Because if not, wow, that was massive. Terry Fennell, of course, involved in that incident as well. So Richardson, Duttlinger, and Fennell all involved in pit road calamity right there, as Balderas continuing to lead the way. Catching a little bit of lap traffic now. I believe, I'm not sure who that lap car is just ahead of the race leaders. We'll see momentarily as we'll actually hop on board here with Alexander Balderas. Just do a lap around the Charlotte Motor Speedway on board the Alexander Balderas machine. We'll be right back. And that's a lap around the Charlotte Motor Speedway with Alexander Balderas as Derek Sellers, one of our front runners, has opted to come down pit road here, and the caution's out. It's Mason Maya.
Oh. That is bad news for Derek Sellers. He's just taken to pit road, and
was it a pit road exit issue?
Oh, look. There is that infamous bump that the next gens do not
and
like.
And there it is.
And he's fallen foul to it.
Oh, no.
Spinner Rooney, and I believe
I want to go on board here with Mason Maya, just so you can see it from the driver's cockpit, what happens. We'll go at full speed just so you can get the gist of it. Yeah, he hits the bump, and it gets him just close enough to the racetrack right there, William White, where it triggers that caution. The field was coming around. What actually happened? I believe Josh Cole. Okay, this was after the yellow flag where Cole edged out Alexander Balderas for the race lead, as we'll watch and see these drivers come down pit road here in just a moment. This is going to be a bit of an equalizer and allow these guys really just to go to the end. They won't need to come back down pit road. They may, should we get another caution at some point, but as of right now, I don't expect additional pit stops out of the likes of Alexander Balderas, Josh Cole, or Brett Pancari up front. What I'm really interested in seeing, though, is Alex Manhattan on fresh tires being up there with the leaders. He's going to lose a handful of spots here on pit road. I can almost guarantee that, just due to the fact that he started way at the back. Not going to have the advantage of the pit box here, but we'll see what he can do. Is Michael Mills and Derek Sellers really going to benefit from this one and come out as the race leaders? I don't believe Mills has pit yet, but Derek Sellers definitely has, as Balderas wins the race off pit road. Alex Manhattan actually going to do a lot better than I thought, coming off in that 6th spot. So Mills, Sellers, Balderas, Cole, Pancari, the top 5. Then it's Manhattan, Wicks, Johnson, Laster. He's not last tonight. He's up in that 9th spot, and Gabriel Gotti rounding out the top 10. William White, we're going to step away real quick. When we come back, we'll take you to the conclusion of the Charlotte Motor Speedway Fast Fridays here tonight on Maconi Entertainment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And we are back here. It's Fast Fridays at the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the next gen cars tonight. My name's Robert Hill Jr. Joining me up here in the booth is William White. Will, we're just past the halfway point. Michael Mills has opted to stay out on the racetrack. His only pit stop tonight came after the first caution on lap number 4. So compared to everyone else, his tires are going to be about almost 40 laps older compared to that of Alexander Balderas, Josh Cole, Brett Pancari, and Jaden Wicks that are up here in the top 5 with him. So what do you expect on this restart? Do you think we might see some wheel spin out of that 39 car down on the inside?
Well, for the 39 car, though, I am expecting him to definitely struggle. We saw at the end of his stint, his last lap time before that caution came out was a 31.4. That's about a second and a half slower than sort of peak race speed.
Yeah.
For these cars on fresh tires. So he's going to struggle on this restart. I'm suspecting that while he will have the advantage of controlling the restart, even if he catches the field napping, he won't get more than a couple tenths of a second clear. And through turns 1 and 2, the field behind will just have massive amounts of grip compared to him. I reckon they'll just fly by him. The problems may arise where obviously the 39 is going to be that much slower on that older rubber. It might create some concertina effects that could cause a bit of carnage. So that is kind of the one thing that might be playing on the minds for those sort of third and back Brent Bunkari and company that have been up front so long they don't want their racer ruined by, you know, a car that is just on older rubber in front of them, holding them up, causing a bit of concertina.
Yeah, we may see a slight concert with Tina here on the restart, Will, as we watch Alexander Balderas and Michael Mills hit the loud pedal. We are back on our way. Actually, a great start for Mills, but how quickly are they going to be able to get back to him and take over that race lead, as you already see a battle between Brett Pancari and Alexander Balderas. Here comes Balderas up top. Baldy to the race lead, and Mills back towards the rear of the field. So unfortunate for him, as we have a slider on the inside.
He saved it.
Wow.
Sorry to cut in there, but that was mental.
Josh Kelleher. Wow, wow, wow. I want to see if we can get a replay of that. That was awesome. We're going to go all the way back to the restart with Josh Kelleher. Unfortunately, that's probably the only way we're going to find it as we rapidly accelerate our way towards the back straightaway. Watching that 73 Kelleher. Very slow start for him, but here it comes. Gonna get sideways. Whoa. Sliding down on the apron, and he's just gonna gather it back up. I thought it was gonna be I think we're wrecking. Yeah, we're wrecking. Oh yeah, we're wrecking. Gaddy. Oh no, the pizza man.
Avoided it. Oh, who's that? That's Michael Mills there, 39, just slid in from somewhere.
Oh man.
3 car, isn't it? Big damage for Pizza Man there.
The Pizza Man gets involved in that one. Brayton Laster gonna be involved. Well, we're gonna back that up just a little bit, see what happened. Wow, yeah. Gotta wonder, potentially, did this have to do with the slower traffic of Mills up on the high side? Watching Brayton Laster in the 13. He's going to take to the inside of Mills. Mills going to come down. Mills is going to come off the wall down into Laster. That's going to send the 12 machine down through the grass there. That's Gabriel Gotti. They're going to come back together. There goes the nose of the Pizza Man. Took the crust off of him right there as he rolls his way through the infield backup onto the racetrack. Luckily, they didn't get nailed again, honestly. That could have been a heck of a lot worse. I believe Laster can come down, get that machine fixed up, and continue on. Same there for Gabriel Gotti and Michael Mills. But just unfortunate that we are under caution once again. Fortunate, though, for Alexander Balderas, as he's going to have less laps that he has to hold off the field. And so far, Balderas has been very, very fast. I think he might be listening. He's doing us a little wiggle, little jiggle right there in that 95 car, trying to show off his McDonald's paint. Shout out to you, Mr. Alexander Balderas. And one thing to point out, though, Will, look who's in third right now. That is Alex Manhattan. Started 25th, currently up there in the third spot. He's going to line up right behind your race leader in Alexander Balderas. Maybe Alex and Alex are going to be able to work together a little bit, work their way up to that race lead, maybe clear the Josh Cole number 22/17 machine. And looking at the Josh Cole car, he's got 213 Simware on the side of that thing. I guess you can head on over to 213simware.com, maybe get some Josh Cole merch. Will, can we get some William White merch over there as well?
I believe so. We have had William White merch in the past when I was with 213 Simware. Obviously, those guys are all cool over there. You might be able to get some 213 Simware merch with my name on it. You can get loads of drivers merch there.
Yeah.
So if you have a favorite iRacer, by all means, head over to 213 Simware. They might have a selection for you.
I don't know if I still have
yeah.
stuff on the store, but I used to. Head over there
There you
and
go.
maybe get yourself a shirt or a glass you could drink out of me if you'd like. Well, maybe don't do that, but as we're gonna get set to go green once again here, William White, the pace car about to go down pit road. Alexander Balderas, Josh Cole on the front row, green flag about to be back in the air, and we're about to go racing once again here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wave that flag, Barney. Alexander Balderas goes to the race lead.
Alexander Balderas there with another very, very solid restart there. The 17 Nicole there able to file into second place there. Alex Manhattan looking ever quicker is up into third place there. Holds off Brent Bunkari off the restart, who is now finding himself under pressure from the 69 Jacob Johnson there, who is up near the top 5 for the first time tonight, trying to take P4 there with Jaden Mix just behind them. But the top 3 spreading out, single filed out, although Alex Manhattan putting the pressure on there.
Yeah, Manhattan currently up there into that third spot, going to the inside of Josh Cole. Cole up top, coming to 26 to go this time. Manhattan running out of time to be able to get up there and battle it out with Alexander Balderas, but now that he's clear of Josh Cole, we'll really see the pace out of that 41. This is probably the largest gap that he's had here today to be able to work his way up there and chase down the race leader. Currently at the line, the gap is just over 0.4 of a second, and we're going to keep a real close eye on this. We'll throw up the lap time gap between Balderas and Manhattan. Last time by, Alex Balderas ran his quickest time of the race at a 29.549, and that was just barely quicker than Alex Manhattan, as the caution is out once again, and it's Mason Mayer involved in this one in car number 7/32. As we'll take a look and see what happened to Mason Mayer to bring out Le Flag Jaune here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Cup drivers behind was 37 there. Yancey Beasley, I believe that is there in the number 36. Come turn 2. There's a little bit of looseness there for Mason Mayer.
Oh, nice job.
Jimmy, nice job. Yeah, did a little Jimmy Johnson maneuver there, spinning it to keep it off the wall there. Nice job there for Mason Mayer. Kind of, not necessarily a save as such, but that was heading for the wall at a rate of knots, so he did a really good job.
A couple times he was headed for the wall.
Yeah.
Front side, back side, right side, nose again, left side, every darn side for Mason Mayer, and he's able to gather it back up and continue on with. The only thing that's probably hurting on that car is maybe the pride of the driver, and we'll see if he comes down pit road without too much of an issue. Nearly contact there with Brayton Laster. It's got to wonder potentially if Mason Mayer is just going to call it a night here as he heads pit side. I don't believe that's where he was running on the racetrack, so probably picking up some sort of a penalty entering pit lane there. But just a quick run through the field as of now. We'll take a look at all the cars and where they currently run. Alexander Balderas is your race leader ahead of the 41 of Alex Manhattan. So Manhattan now going to start on the front row. We'll see how this pays off for him. Lights already off on the iRacing.com pace car. Shout out to Jeff Maconi for keeping the pace here tonight. Josh Cole on the inside of row number 2. Brett Pancari up in 4th. And it's Jacob Johnson and Colin Kavanaugh 5th and 6th. Jonathan Sellers and Jaden Wicks are row number 4. Jeff Maconi, Gabriel Gotti rounding out the top 10 with Michael Mills, Derek Sellers, Brayton Laster, and Christopher Pugliese rounding out the current lead lap cars. Jenny Flowers, Mason Maya, Noah Richardson, Terry Fennell, Josh Kelleher, Marshall Stroop, Cortland Herman, and others with issues here tonight, including, of course, Ethan Duttlinger and Tyler Merritt.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I've got eyes now on that 40-yard machine there, Alex Manhattan.
He's going to show some great pace.
He's got the other Alex accompanying him. Long-time leader, though. Balderas will not give this up easily. Number 95 trying to challenge in the Lightning McQueen take victory here at Charlotte. He's going to have 23 laps to try and hold off some very, very quick drivers. Green flag is upheld in the air. Balderas with an awesome jump there. Manhattan might have got caught sleeping a little bit there. He's got Josh Cole on his inside. He might be susceptible to losing a place or two through turns 1 and 2 there. Cole already up to 2nd. He's fighting Pancari now for 3rd.
One of the hardest spots to start on the racetrack, Will, is that 2nd position on the outside. You got to be careful that you don't go too quick. You don't want to go too slow either. And you're trying to time it as, wow, what a slide back there for Colin Kavanaugh. That one really caught my eye. He's already fallen back to Jeff Maconi in that 8th position, so keep an eye on that one. But up front, Balderas, Cole, Manhattan, Johnson, and Pancari, the top 5. Battles on for 4th between Jacob Johnson up high and Brett Pancari down on the inside. They're going to be side by side, working their way down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. 22 laps to go, coming to 21 this time, and it's Balderas out front.
Yeah, again, Alex Balderas with a brilliant restart there. Saw him get out to about 0.3 of a second lead coming out of turn 1 and 2, and he's not really looked back. He's looking very, very consistent out there in terms of lap times. You see Josh Cole is starting to close that gap out of a 1/4 of a second now, but you see just through the corners, look how much more comfortable Balderas looks there. Just getting to 10th through there without really a care in the world. Hopefully Balderas isn't cooking up his tyres too much there, trying to run away from the rest of the field there. He's got to be there in 20 laps time to try and win this thing, but he's definitely looking like the class of the field at the minute with just 20 to go.
Looking to the inside of Alex Manhattan now, William White, is Jacob Johnson. 20 laps remaining. Johnson to the inside of Manhattan for 3rd now, back to single file for the top 5. But looking up front as well, Josh Cole was all over the rear end of Alexander Balderas just a moment ago. Now he's going to fall back into the clutches of Alex Manhattan and Jacob Johnson. We'll see if a battle brews up here for that 2nd position. Still side by side a little bit further back. Brett Pancari and Jaden Wicks side by side, now single filed out once again for that 5th position. Colin Kavanaugh, Jeff Maconi, Jonathan Sellers, and Yancey Beasley up inside the top 10. And great job by Beasley coming back from being on the hook a little bit earlier on, and now with just 19 laps to go, currently finds himself up into that 10th spot. A little bit of blocking just behind Gabriel Gotti and Michael Mills. Maybe not too happy with each other from an earlier incident. We'll keep an eye on that, but up front, battles on for the lead.
Yeah, Josh Cole's done a really good job at closing that gap. We'll see how long he can keep up this pace as he's right all over the back there of Alexander Balderas. But you see how he kind of backs off at going into the corner there. These next-gen Cup cars are a lot more aerodynamic compared to their predecessors. So turbulent air and, you know, the downforce that gets taken off your nose there really is potent through the corner. So Josh Cole has to kind of back it up to kind of combat that. You see he's run about half a car width higher just to try and get some clean air on that nose and try and attack Balderas where it matters down the straight into the corner and try and get alongside the 95. But as the old adage goes, catching someone's one thing, passing them is a whole another ball game. As Alex Manhattan closing that gap a little bit more. They're still a 1/10 of a second separating these two from each other. You could put them under a blanket almost, as all 3 of these guys are looking really, really quick.
Very quick out of this entire top 3 right now, but you got to wonder for some of them, Is it too quick? Are they burning up the rubber just a little bit too fast where they're not going to have much to do with at the end of the race? So for the likes of Josh Cole here, we've seen him up front. We've kind of seen this pace out of him all night. Alex Manhattan, we haven't necessarily seen the sustained push of those tires up at the front of the field. He's worked his way through the field, but hasn't really been up at the front the whole time. So we'll see what he can do here with just 15 laps to go.
Yeah, Alex Manhattan's pace, obviously, compared to kind of the field it was pushing through, looks absolutely blistering there. But now that he's with the big guys, his lap times are kind of neutral, maybe slightly slower at certain points in the race. But now, up to this point, you know, just 0.2 of a second off the leader, Alex looks just as quick as the likes of Balderas and Cole in front of him. They're starting to kind of sustain a gap back to Punkari and Co. just behind them, although Punkari look to be closing that gap ever so slightly. This front four really looking potent towards the end of this race here.
Top four is really pulled away from Jacob Johnson now, but all together up at the front, Balderas has the slightest of gap, maybe about a half car length, but with Manhattan and Cole working together, that's given them a little bit of extra pressure down the back straightaway, working their way up to the rear end of the Alex Balderas machine. We'll see if they're able to get a run, maybe work their way out to the lead as a battle's on for 7th as well. We'll quickly no, we're going to stay up front here as Cole taking a look to the outside of Alex Balderas. The battle is between Jeff Maconi and Colin Cavanaugh side by side for the 7th spot. We'll quickly take a look at that one as there it is. They're door to door down the back straightaway. That is Cavanaugh up top, Maconi on the inside. The battle's on for 2nd as well as Cole going to lose that spot, falls back to 3rd. Balderas leads over Manhattan, Cole, Punkari, and Johnson now with just 11 laps to go. Actually make that 12 to go here for Alexander Balderas, but Manhattan has arrived and he's taking a look to the high side, not able to get there. Now getting the run off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Manhattan has the advantage here with a little bit of draft. Is he going to be able to use it though, William White?
Yeah, we saw Alex Manhattan kind of use that opportunist kind of move there to get past Josh Cole there. We saw Josh Cole got to the outside of Alex Balderas, but evidently somewhere along the lines when we were looking at that between Colin Cavanaugh and Jeff Maconi. Obviously, Josh Cole might have got a bit of understeer. One way or another, Alex Manhattan was able to slip past it. Now he's really putting the pressure on Balderas. He's going to have a run out of turn 2. Are we going to be side by side for the race lead? Balderas goes a little defensive into turn 3, protecting that inside line. Manhattan will go way to the top rope and he's going to have the run off the corner. He's going to get there. We are side by side for the race lead with just 10 laps to go. Alex Manhattan from 25th on the grid looking for the race lead with just 10 to go. He's side by side with Alex Balderas.
10 laps to go. It's Balderas on the inside, Manhattan up top. Here comes Josh Cole to the high side as well. Balderas going to go from 1st back to 3rd in just a handful of corners. Now going to cycle back through, see if he can get back to the lead. A little bit of contact just about there between Balderas and Cole. They're able to stay off of each other as they get to the start finish line. 9 laps remaining. Don't count out Punkari yet though. The pole sitter now into that 4th spot, closing the gap rather rapidly up to the rear end of the Alex Balderas machine. Going to get a run off of turn number 2 down to the inside. They're going to be side by side for 3rd. It's Balderas up top, Punkari on the inside, and they're all chasing down Josh Cole and Alex Manhattan, your new race leader, up 24 spots on the day.
Yeah, Alex Manhattan already starting to gap Josh Cole and company behind him. They're a quarter of a second. The gap between 1st and 2nd is Balderas and Punkari. Continued to battle there for 3rd and 4th. Punkari really started to close the gap towards the top 3 while they all jostled for position, and now Balderas a little bit susceptible to Brett Punkari there as he might be suffering from a bit of tyre wear, but he's definitely putting up a good fight there on the higher side, using the side draft to kind of slow Punkari's momentum as it were, but that's just allowing Cole and Manhattan with just 7 laps to go to pull further up ahead. So time is running out for the trailing pack as Alex Manhattan looks comfortable out front.
Manhattan definitely does look comfortable as here comes Johnson. Balderas in the wall. The former leader, the driver that's dominated most of the day, and now gets the outside wall, and he's about to fall back to the 5th spot with Jacob Johnson arriving on the scene, William.
Yeah, Alex Balderas race looking to be unraveling a little bit from the 95 machine. He loses out to Brett Pancari. Looks to be losing out to Jacob Johnson there. He's still side by side there with the 69 machine going into turn 1. Pancari waits at the high side. Jacob Johnson might be looking for a podium here. So bonsai move from the 69. Will it come off? Probably not there. Pancari gets clear of the number 69. Balderas with a run there. We'll see what he can do to try and retaliate against the number 69, but it's about whether he has the purchase in those times, whether he has that grip to respond. Doesn't look to be as he gets tight through the middle of turn 3 and turn 4. Down to 5th for car number 95 there. Balderas struggling in these latter stages as Pancari and Johnson now jostle for that final podium position there. Pancari's at the higher side. Jacob Johnson looking low. We'll have to see how this particular battle plays out as Johnson does have a good bit of grip there. Pancari still trying to hold on the high side there. Big dive bomb there from the 69. Can he make it stick with a slide job? Pancari might just be surrendering that position. Jacob Johnson up to 3rd place.
Jacob Johnson to 3rd. Manhattan to 4 laps to go out front. Manhattan, Cole, Johnson, Pancari, and Balderas the top 5. So Balderas has fallen back from the lead to 5th in just a matter of laps here. Unfortunately for him, it looks like his chances at victory are over unless we get a caution flag in these closing laps. Obviously hoping that that's not the case. A little bit of a battle back here as well. Jeff Maconi, Colin Kavanaugh, Brayton Laster.
Oh.
The pizza man on the scene. The pizza man throws the pepperoni out there, tosses the cheese, and now jumps up to the 8th spot, getting by the boss man, knocking the boss man from the top 10 back to 11th. Now here comes Kavanaugh to the rear end, now to the outside wall. This is quite the battle. Tight 3 wide. Contact down the back straightaway. Maconi squeezing. He's got himself now up to the 10th spot. Now he's going to lose it back. 2 to go. And it's Manhattan out front still as the popsicle sticks are displayed.
Yeah, just 2 laps to go. And I think Alex Manhattan is starting to kind of realize that while Jacob Johnson is coming at a rate of knots, he's blown by the rest of the field there.
Wow.
I think Jacob Johnson might just not quite have enough time there.
I think he's got
we'll
enough
see how
time.
he closes in. You think so? He's closing in, but it's like I say, one thing to catch, another thing to pass. Alex Manhattan with just 1 lap to go. White flag. He wants the last to first challenge to come true. He's come from 25th to the lead. Can Jacob Johnson do it? He's flying. He might just have enough time.
It depends what he does with this run off of 2. Gets himself caught up to the rear end of Alex Manhattan. One final shot here for Jacob Johnson. Takes a look, not able to do it as we work our way through 3 and 4. Maybe he does. Here he comes. Johnson looks to the high side, but checkered flag. It's Alex Manhattan. Wow, what a drive! What a drive by both of these guys up here on the podium. Manhattan and Johnson coming from deep in the field. 24 spots gained for Manhattan, 13 for Johnson. That right there is the definition of driving that car. Both of these guys worked their tails off to get up here onto the podium, and they got it done here. Manhattan, your winner, ahead of Johnson. Cole, that's your podium. Pancari, Balderas round out the top 5. Jaden Wicks, Derek Sellers, Brayton Laster, Colin Kavanaugh, and Jeff Maconi round out the top 10 as Manhattan absolutely gonna come up here, and rightfully so, should burn it down because he has absolutely earned it here tonight. William White, that's your winner, Alex Manhattan.
Well deserved there. From
Wow.
that man, 24 spots. That is a racer's victory there. That is not just a hot lapper getting up to the front, qualifying on pole. That is from deep in the field. That is race pace defined there from Alex Manhattan. He is going to burn that down. And as he should celebrate that, because up 24 spots in a short race at a difficult combo, nothing to stop that.
Amazing. What a drive by Alex Manhattan. Will, let's take a look at the race results here, and then we'll step away for a quick commercial break, see if we have any of our podium finishers. Manhattan, Johnson, Cole, Pancari, Balderas, the top 5, followed by Wicks, Sellers, Laster, Kavanaugh, and Maconi, the top 10. That is Jonathan Sellers, Chris Pugliese, Yancey Beasley, Gabriel Gotti, Michael Mills, the top 15. Noah Richardson, Jenny Flowers, and Terry Fennell round out the top 18 here tonight. As we take a look a little bit further down the field, Cortland Herman is going to bring it home in the 19th position. Mason Maya 20th, Josh Kelleher 21st, Marshall Stroop 22nd, Ethan Duttlinger, unfortunately for him, comes home 23rd, John Coles 24th, Cole Gosnell 25th, Tyler Merritt in 26th, Jason Dupuis in 27th, and that does appear to round out the cars that took the start here tonight at Charlotte. Well, let's step away real quick. When we come back, we'll see if we have any podium finishers to talk to about this fantastic race here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And we are back here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, just wrapping up after what was a fantastic drive through the field by Alex Manhattan and the Jacob Johnson machine to finish up their first and second here tonight. Unfortunately, they won't be joining us for interviews, but standing by with our own William White is our boss man, Jeff Maconi. Will?
Jeff Maconi, it's William and Rob up in the booth. You got a copy, my friend?
I've got you.
Wow, wasn't quite a podium, but we've got you up here for a top 10 finish day. You've come up from 24th. Just as a performance day, you're up 14 places in what was a pretty short race at a very tricky combo. How did you analyze that one from a driver's perspective?
Well, I went into this with the mindset of Charlotte is one of my worst tracks, and the next gen is one of my worst cars. So those will surely cancel each other out and give me a top 10. And in the end, I was right, it seems. So I was just there having fun. I didn't worry about saving tires. I didn't worry about anything else. So like when I pitted, my tires were like 70, 95 on the right sides. Like I was obliterating the right front. And apparently you have to brake here. I didn't know that. So yeah, I was just chewing off the right front, but having a great time doing it. So I was just there having fun, and I definitely accomplished that.
Honestly, I think not knowing that you have to brake and still getting a top 10 is very, very impressive. So hats off to you. But one other thing I want to talk to you about, you had that fight. It was like 2 or 3 laps to go. Brayton lost to Colin Kavanagh. And there was another car involved there. I forget who it is, but that
Jonathan,
3-4 car, Jonathan, yeah. That 3-4 car battle was awesome to watch it. We did catch a bit of it. It's kind of how fun is that sort of racing that you kind of get here on Fast Fridays, as well as that battle in particular.
What's nice about Fast Fridays is, you know, usually we wreck for the first third of the race, and then everyone gets tired of it, and then we're all sort of pretty nice for the next, like, a little under 2/3, and then the last 2 or 3 laps, everyone's just, like losing their minds, having at it, and so we were just all having fun back there. So yeah, I was throwing slide jobs. Colin was shifting to keep the runs going. It was the craziest stuff. Like nothing we would ever do in an official series race, but we were just throwing spaghetti at the wall to try and make it stick. Doing whatever we wanted minus wrecking each other, and it was a lot of fun. So I was just trying things, and if it worked, great. If it didn't, it didn't. It is what it is.
You know, it certainly looked fun there. Part of me definitely wished I was out on the track there myself. But Jeff, anyone you want to thank? Obviously, I guess you are kind of the main sponsor and figurehead of all of this, being Maconi's Fast Friday. But obviously, I guess it's not just a one-man operation. Anyone you want to thank for getting all this going?
Well, it's not possible to bring this whole series to life without you guys up here in the booth. So shout out to you guys. All the work that goes in behind the scenes. David does a great job, always making sure the show is prepared. Even if he can't make it, he always makes sure the show is prepared. So shout out to him and FTN. Everyone that showed up, always really, really appreciate it. We're probably going to end up pushing next week to sort of a fun race. Brayton Lasser asked if we could do a figure eight. So maybe that sounds like a pretty good time. And then do the money race 1 week push back so that it can be on the iRacing channel. Still confirming all that, but like that's what we're looking at. So yeah, just have to thank the whole Maconi setup shop, Maconi Entertainment crews, everyone at iRacing and eNASCAR for all the work that they put in to help make sure that all of these events and stuff are successful. And thank you to everyone for showing up. It's always a really good time running these races.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Jeff. I'll say thanks for joining us up in the booth, and thanks for putting on a show for us to commentate on there. And congratulations again on that top 10.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and great job calling the race as always.
Thank you, sir.
That was Jeff Maconi, the boss man, and tonight's 10th place finisher. Now joining me up here in the booth is Alexander Balderas. Alex, you came home 5th tonight. What more did you need to stay up there and get the job done here at Charlotte?
Boy, where does it all go wrong, Robert? Where does it
When
all
you hit the
go
wall.
wrong? When I did hit the wall. Well, it went wrong a little bit before that, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, no.
I think I went back and I looked, and apparently I didn't run the paint in 1 and 2 for like 5 laps in the middle of the stint. And apparently so, that's enough for 3/10 of fall off that I was blissfully unaware of.
Yeah, that's unfortunate when you miss the line a little bit, cooks the tires, and really sets you back at the end of it. But Alex, obviously, a really dominant run here tonight. Just come up a little bit short there in the 5th position. Did you have fun at least battling with those guys up there? Manhattan came up 24 positions from the rear, so we knew he had something for you there at the end.
Oh, yeah, it was a ton of fun. I definitely wasn't used to the dirty air. As soon as I got behind him, I just didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, I had a ton of fun. I wasn't expecting to like qualify second or dominate most of this race. I kind of just was doing what kind of felt right up to that point. So to say I'm a little shocked with this whole race is I'm a little shocked at the way things ended out. So yeah, I had a ton of fun. This was awesome, and came in a bit of a shock. I saw you guys were running this. I was like, oh, well, that sounds fun. AFIX didn't turn out so good, but hopefully this will go better. And to my chagrin, I think it did.
It definitely did go better. I'm assuming AFIX just didn't go well, knowing how AFIX usually goes. But looking ahead on the schedule, sounds like we might be doing a figure 8 event next week for Fast Fridays. What are the chances we might be able to see you for that one?
Well, that one is a little out of my skill set, but I'll probably drop by and see how it goes. What I'm excited about, and hopefully, is the Homestead race. If I can get myself into that, oh boy, I love Homestead. It's one of my favorite, and I think best tracks. Do you know what car we might be running there? Because I still am a little blissfully unaware.
It's going to be the trucks at Homestead as of right now. That is what the plan is. So trucks definitely do work well around the Homestead Miami Speedway.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a little bit more slidey. I know the truck, for one thing, it's usually never loose, but at Homestead, it seems to always be loose, especially on exit, especially over the humps and over the seams. That's where it gets the loosest. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. That sounds like a ton of fun.
It definitely should be a good one, and we hope to be able to see you there. Of course, that is our money race for the month, where the winner of the race can either claim $250 cash or a 3-foot trophy, which would look pretty darn cool in the background of any of your commentary camera shots there, Mr. Balderas.
It would look cool, but $250 could
Also
go
looks
for an
cool.
ND filter. It also looks cool because then I can buy an ND filter for my lens, and then that would be even cooler. Because shooting out in broad daylight when you're trying to shoot at a fast aperture with no ND filter is it's not a fun experience. But using that money wisely, absolutely.
Absolutely. And before we let you go here tonight, Alex, any sponsors you want to thank, shout outs you want to give for putting that car on the racetrack?
Well, I just want to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on. I saw the old message pop up. I was like, oh, cool. Let me run it. See if the guys, are excited to have me back, and was welcomed with warm arms. So thank you so much for that. And overall, this race is awesome. I'm definitely going to be showing up now that I'm out of school. Definitely going to be showing up on a lot more Fast Fridays.
Well, we definitely do love to hear that, Alex. Congratulations on a strong run here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next time out here in Fast Fridays.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
That was Alexander Balderas, your 5th place finisher, and Will, looks like we do have one more driver standing by, and I believe you've caught up with our 14th place finisher, Gabriel Gotti.
Certainly have. Gabriel Gatti finished 14th tonight, dropped a few positions. He started 7th. At the start of the race. But Gabriel, how do you analyze that race as a whole from your perspective? He's on mute at the minute, might have to hold on.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Gabriel. Yes, we can hear you. Did you catch my question, or?
Just my volume is really low. Hold on.
Okay, 10-4. Might have to wait a minute. He's gone on mute again, so I'll have to wait a minute for Gabriel to come back to us.
So, Will, as we wait for Gabriel Gotti to make that adjustment there, what are your thoughts on the event here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway?
Oh, it was awesome. Like 75 laps. It was kind of there were endurance elements to it, but it was really a sprint race. And I think we saw, kind of the cream rice of the crop. The Alex Manhattan, I'm still gobsmacked. 24 places in 75 laps with all the carnage that we had at certain points during the race is super duper impressive. And Jacob Johnson as well almost had it at the end there. So that was really, really awesome to see those guys all fighting. And we saw that fight with Maconi and Kavanaugh, Jonathan and Brayton Laster. That was also really, really cool to see. So honestly, some really cool, respectful, hard, clean racing out there on display tonight. And I think a deserving winner in Alex Manhattan as well.
Definitely a deserving winner in Alex Manhattan. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we're going to be able to catch up with Gabriel Gotti, having a couple technical issues on his end here tonight. We'll try to catch up with him ahead of the next round of Fast Fridays, if that's the figure 8, as Jeff Maconi mentioned, or maybe something else. But on behalf of William White here tonight, my name is Robert Hill Jr., and we want to thank tonight's race sponsors, Maconi Setup Shop and Maconi Competitive Zone. As mentioned, calling the action tonight was myself, Robert Hill Jr., alongside the great Mr. William White up here in the booth. And we want to thank all of our viewers for joining us here tonight. We hope you'll stay tuned to all of our social media pages, of course, Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Setup Shops, for information regarding our next Fast Friday race. And of course, be sure to check out our coverage of Top Split Maconi Setup Shop C-Fix series right here on Maconi Entertainment and the iRacing social media platforms. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment, and we'll see you at the checkered flag. Good night, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.